and I want to welcome you to this Paperless app for visual manufacturing webinar. I think what you're going to see in the next half hour is going to amaze you on the abilities of how you can move to have your facility go paperless and embrace the green technology that we're starting to see. As I said, I'd like to welcome you to this webinar. The Paperless app is a featured product that VS has been featuring with BMS 365 this year. In a couple of minutes, you'll go through this application, and at the end, if there's any questions or anything, please do not hesitate to ask them. I did fail to do one housekeeping thing and check to see if everyone could hear me, so if someone could either hit and raise their hand or just confirm in the questions area that you can hear me, we'll go ahead and get started. Great, thank you for doing that for me. I'd like to take this time now and introduce Valeria Valerico to you. I'm sure I said her name wrong. I'm a Midwestern person with a Midwestern twang, but she will correct me. And at this time, I'd like to introduce you to her. Thank you very much. Valeria.
Okay. Thank you, Lori. No worries. Hello, everyone. This webinar, as Lori mentioned, will cover how to improve your visual document management with a tool that allows you to PDF and email your visual documents in just one mouse click. It will basically simplify your life. My name is Valeria Vico. I'm a financial specialist, a visual financial specialist, and I've been helping visual manufacturing users since 2005. So over the next few minutes, we will review the benefits of this app and the features. So in terms of benefits, it's a time-saving app. The visual documents are converted into PDF and are emailed in just one click. It's a dollar-saving app because you will save postage, paper, and there will be a quicker cycle. And it's a paperless office app, which means that these documents are now electronic and are stored in your network and are now very easy to find. So it's very easy to use, very intuitive, and let's see how it works. So the app basically has 9 modules: invoices, customer statements, customer order acknowledgments, purchase order acknowledgments, payment notifications, ACH, which is the module that helps you create the electronic file transfer for electronic payments, quotes, pack lists, and travelers. And it has a dashboard as well. So we are going to review, we're going to spend 1 or 2 or 3 minutes on each module, but they all work very similarly. Okay, so starting with the invoicing module. The invoices module basically allows you to see or review all the invoices generated in visual manufacturing. So what you see on the main grid here are the invoices specified by customer ID, customer name, the invoice number, the type, so you could have invoices and credit memos as well. If they are manufacturing invoices, you'll see the pack list number. You have the choice to see the customer order number as well that is linked to that invoice, invoice date, the currency, the amount, and if there is an email address attached to the customer file, it will show up here as well. And then the app will tell you if you have printed it with the app or not. So this is basically to prevent that one invoice is sent more than once to the same contact. We don't want to upset customers. So how does it work? Well, basically, when you log into the app, you have to select an invoice date, which is greater than the specific date you have to email invoices from. So if I have printed invoices yesterday and I haven't sent them, so I would use yesterday's date. So then I click refresh, and the grid gets populated. Okay. Now the app has different functionality. The first one is to generate the email and attach the PDF to it. So if I have an email account or for that specific customer file, the email, as I said, will show up here. So all I need to do is flag that document and click Process. As soon as I do that, you just saw that the app created an email. It attached that email address to the to address field. It populated the subject, so the subject basically can be pre-configured to say whatever you want to say. So in this case, we have it pre-configured to say that the invoice number such and such for customer such and such is there. So then it will attach the PDF document, which is, if I double click on it, is the actual invoice that we can see on the screen. And then it populates the body of the email. So in this body, you can also pre-configure the text and the signature. So all you need to do at this point is to click send, and the email will be sent. Now, what happened on the background or behind the scenes? Well, actually, that report got converted into PDF and got stored in your network. At the same time, the app is confirming if your document was processed correctly. If we say yes, you'll see now that the printed by EVR field has a Y. What that means is if I want to resend this invoice, it will warn me. It has already been sent. So basically, if I want to resend it to the same customer, I have to retrieve it from the network. And that's very easy as well. So I have to highlight that specific row or record, and then I click on the PDF folder path. If I do that, the app will take me to the file location, and that's where the PDF has been stored. So I can resend this PDF document now as an attachment. I can recreate the email. Okay? Now, that is the first functionality. Very straightforward, generate an email and attach the PDF. Then the next functionality that streamlines the process even more is that it allows you to consolidate emails by customer. So if I have more than one invoice for the same contact, so let's say row number 2 and row number 3 are going to the same contact here, I will say, well, process. Now the email will have 2 invoices attached. So it's consolidating, it's creating one email, sending that email to the same contact, and it's attaching 2 PDFs in this case, the 2 invoices. Okay? Again, it has the subject and the body that can be pre-configured. Now, the third functionality here is to basically merge those 2 PDFs into one file. So here what we want to do, we want to make sure that the customer on the other side is receiving all the relevant documents, but instead of having him open one document at a time, we streamline the process for him as well because he just needs to open one file. So let's see how that works. I have the merge PDF functionality on. I have 2 records that are going to the same contact flagged, and I click process. So now there is one email, but there is one PDF file attached, and it says multiple invoices. In the body of the email, we're listing what those invoices are, and when I click on the multiple invoices, the PDF opens up, and I have invoice number 6502, and then page 2 is invoice 6503. So this really streamlines the process for you and for your customers as well. And you make sure that no documents are lost in the email communication there. Okay? So very straightforward. It really streamlines the process. And what you can also do here is you can print hard copies at the same time. So if you are um, still in need of keeping hard copies for those invoices, then the app will do all that at once just by printing hard copies. Here you can let the app know that at the time the app is sending these emails, it can also print the paper copies. Okay, you can hide credit memos if you want. This is really to avoid that credit memos are sent without a second review. So typically users like to review this type of credits before they are sent or to the actual customers, or at least get authorization on them. So that's basically how it works. The report that you see at the bottom of the screen replaces the QRP. So these reports are built in a better and newer technology. This is SQL reporting services. The technology provides richer ways to design the reports. And it's much easier to add fields to the report. We provide a template with the app, so you don't have to redesign the report from scratch, and it will help you match this report to the QRP you currently have, or basically improve it. You'll see that the technology allows you to improve the design, the looking of the report. So this is the report that gets converted into PDF and gets stored in your network. Okay. The main grid also has filters. So if you want to start, let's say, sending your emails for sure to those contacts that have an email account in Visual, you can just filter. Every time you see a funnel next to the field name there, that means it's a filter. Is basically very similar to the filter Excel has. So we want to basically eliminate the blanks. We don't want to send emails to the blank, to the records that don't have an email account. And so we click OK. So the app will show you only those records that have an email account in Visual. Then we can select all filter rows. So you can see now all the rows are selected. All you need to do is click Process, Flag Documents, and the app will start creating the emails for you. Now, for those records that do not have an email account yet, because it takes time sometimes to get all the customers on board to be paperless, then we'll use the other filter. So we will filter to see the blank records. For these ones, we will print hard copies. So we're not going to generate an email. We're just going to PDF, because we want to still be paperless ourselves. We want to store these invoices in the network, and we are going to print the hard copies. So then the next step basically for these records that don't have an email account is you obviously use the postage, mail them. Okay, but on our side, we are paperless because we are storing these electronic documents in a very organized manner. So I'll show you how that works. When I open that path there, you see that there is a folder that is called BMSEVR. That's Easy Visual Reports. That's basically the paperless app. Under that folder, there is a folder called PDF files. And under that PDF files folder, I have all the other different types of documents: customer order acknowledgments, customer statements, invoices, pack lists, payments. So the app already knows where each type of document has to go in your network. Okay, and under each type of document, so in this case invoices, we have the documents stored by customers. So the app will create a folder by customer ID, and then inside the customer ID, we have the app configured to create folders by date. So I can know exactly which are the invoices in this case that have been emailed and generated under each specific date. Okay, this applies to every single type of document you see in the app. So let's review customer statements. Customer statements, as I mentioned, all the modules will work very similarly, but in this case, the customer statement has a cutoff date. All I need to do is select my cutoff date. So let's say I want to generate the statements as of the end of last month, and now I have on the main grid, I can see a record per customer and how much they owe. Okay, so and it tells you the aging as well. Okay, it will divide that aging basically can be predefined by you as well. In this case, I have it configured to show current 30 days, over 30 days, over 60, over 90, over 120. Okay, it shows the balance on the main grid, but on the report itself, which you see underneath, it shows the breakdown. Okay, so it shows all the invoices this customer owe. This report is by currency, so if you're selling to the same customer in different currencies, you will have two statements, one for each currency. So it shows you the invoice number, the date, the days overdue, very important when you send a customer statement, the PO reference in case they gave you a PO number on their end, and the balance for each invoice, the total, and also breaks down the aging underneath. So they can easily see the aging of those invoices in details and in summary. So all we need to do is highlight the record and make sure we have the generate email and attach PDF functionality on. When we click process, the app will create an email. It will attach that customer statement converted into PDF. So if I double click on it, here is the PDF. It's the same thing you saw on the screen, but basically converted into a PDF file. And again, the subject can be pre-configured as well as the body of the email. The to address is coming from customer maintenance as well. Okay, very simple, very easy to use. The customer statements get stored in an electronic folder as well. In this case, it's the customer statements folder, and it's by date. The next functionality, the next module, customer order acknowledgements, very similarly, you can print, you can see on the screen all the customers at one time, or you can select one customer at a time on the header side, or you can just filter by customer on the main grid. As I mentioned, every time you see the funnel next to the customer field, that's a filter. So if I want to see only Able Manufacturing here, I can use the Excel type filter, or I can just use the filter on the header section of the app. Functionality-wise, works very similarly. I can, as soon as I click refresh, I can see the customer orders by type, by status in this case. I have to have the generate email and attach PDF functionality on with a check mark there. And I can select one record at a time or all filtered rows if I'd like. And when I process flag documents, then the app generates the email, attaches the report converted into PDF to that email, populates subject, and populates the body. All you need to do is click send. Okay? Now, this module also has the consolidate feature. So if you have more than one customer order sent to the same, going to the same customer, then you can use that. It will do the same as we saw on invoices. So if I process the flagged documents, it will now attach um, two PDF files, one for each customer order. Okay, and if I use the merge functionality, it will do the same. It will attach the PDF, but in this case, you will only see one file, the multiple customer orders. When I open that file, I have the two sales orders in one PDF file. Now, I want to mention, even though we see that the PDF shows the two documents merged into one, in your network, both customer orders are saved individually. Same happens with the invoices. We merged the documents for emailing purposes, but for document management purposes, we leave each document in a separate PDF file. So if you search on it, you will obviously be able to find that. Okay? So that's the merging functionality, and you can select all filter rows at the same time. The app has a batch processing mode, so if you want to basically semi-automate the whole cycle, you could do it as well, and have the app create all the emails, close those emails for you, and Outlook will take over and send them. In terms of PO acknowledgement, very similar functionality here. We can see all vendors at the same time or one specific vendor. We could print or review PO acknowledgements by status. Again, you can see the buyer on the main grid. That's very important. Some customers, what they are doing, some users of the app, what they are doing is they're filtering by buyer. So each buyer obviously is responsible for sending their own POs. And the process is basically the same. As long as I have the generate email and attach PDF functionality on, I select the record and I process. That attaches the PO to the email. The PO file basically is, the PO report is converted into PDF, and the app will populate the to address that is coming from vendor maintenance in this case, and it will populate the subject and the body of the email. It always asks me to confirm if it has printed correctly. If I say yes, then that document gets stamped, and the app already knows that it has been sent. All right, so very similar. Then we have payment notifications and ACH. We had a session this morning specifically for those two modules. That is for people who want to implement the EFT, the electronic file transfer payments, and we have other sessions coming up that you can register for if you're interested in those modules. In terms of quotes, same type of functionality. We have to select a quote date, and we can select one customer at a time or all customers. The app can also filter by status, and as soon as we click refresh, you will see all the quotes listed on the main grid. I have to click on generate email and attach PDF to enable the functionality. I have to flag the document and click process. Same feature. It will attach, it will convert that report into PDF. It will attach that PDF to the email. It will populate the to address, the subject, and the body. Okay. And for Packlist, we also have the same functionality enabled. You can filter on any of the fields if you want to segregate Packlist by customer. All you need to do again is to flag the document and process. Okay, so you can see that the consistency of this functionality. It really reduces the cycle time between 50 and 80%, depending as well on the number of documents you have for each section. In terms of travelers, the traveler is a little bit different in terms that we don't have to email the traveler to anybody. We just, the users are enabling this functionality to get to a paperless shop floor. So what this allows you to do is two things. One is to streamline the printing process of the traveler. In visual, you have to go one by one, and sometimes it is quite time-consuming. In this case, you would you can filter by part ID and by status as well if you want to print work orders and in different statuses. And you, as soon as you click refresh, the app will populate the grid. You can also use the filters by part ID here on the main grid as well, if you'd like. So as soon as we click on flag document, we process. What the app will do in this case, it will store your traveler in your network. So now the shop floor guys can retrieve that document. You don't have to go into visual. You don't have to basically give even access to visual. They can just follow the traveler on the screen. Some customers are now implementing the monitors on the shop floor where they save a lot of paper, they save a lot of time, and they save a lot of errors as well, right? So if you want to retrieve that document, again, it's on that path there, and you can see here that it's stored on a specific folder that is called Travelers, and then by work order number, and in this case we have it by product code. So you can play with different ways of storing this documentation now. The dashboard is the last module here. It allows you to create different reports and show them on the screen. In this case, we have the AR aging report. We can see sales by sales rep, and you can add as many reports as you'd like. It's just a repository of reports, graphics basically, that you can now share with other users. These apps do not consume visual licenses, so all you need to do is just install the app by server license, and it provides unlimited user access. So no matter how many users you have in your company, you just pay for one server license per database. All right. So I'm open for questions at this point. If you're interested in some customers' testimonials, people are really saving on postage, paper cost. The cycles are quicker, and obviously more efficient process. As I mentioned, there are 9 modules available, but for a limited time, we're offer a bundled price, and the app really reduces the cycle time between 50 and 80%. You're welcome to ask questions. Please feel free.
Hi, Valeria. There's one question that's asked, what version of Visual do you need to be running to use this software?
It really, if you are in a very, very old version, like a 5-point-something, it may work, but from a 6-point version, it works. So.
Thank you. I wanted to talk.
Sorry, I have we have customers in 6.4.1. Somebody's telling me here. Yeah, so it's really from the 6-on version that it started. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I wanted to expand a little bit on the bundled pricing. We're doing this for a limited time offer at this point. Right now, we're offering all 9 modules for $9,997. This is a dramatic decrease because if you added up what we were pricing these bundles for, each it totaled up to greater than $16,000. So it's a significant discount at this time. I don't want to oversimplify and overstate that. At this time, this bundled package is a significant discount. Okay. Are there any other questions? Okay, at this time it does not appear that there's any additional questions. Valeria, I'd like to thank you for the wonderful presentation you did on these paperless apps, and for the customers that attended today, I'd like to thank you for listening and learning about this paperless apps. If you have any additional questions or anything, please do not hesitate to drop me an email or give me a call. My email and my phone number is listed on the screen. And I thank you for your attendance today, and I hope everyone has a great afternoon. Thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.